Hey guys, welcome back to our video tutorial series. In this video, we are going to be adding a sweep punch animation, but you can actually use a kick or some sort of attack animation if you want. But we're going to be adding a sweep punch animation to our character. We're going to be doing that first by creating an animation montage from one of our punch animations. Then we're going to head over to our blueprint animation and add a montage slot to that. And then finally, we're going to finish up by going to our player controller, adding a punch input, and that's going to trigger a play montage. We're going to play our animation montage. And then while that animation is playing, we're going to disable the movement. And then after the animation is moving, we are going to re-enable our player movement. If you like this video, if you found some value and it's helped you, please hit that like button. It takes less than a second. If you want to see more videos like this, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you can be informed right when the video is published. So let's get started. First thing that we're going to do is we're going to create the animation montage. Now I already have this sweet punch animation, but you can use whatever animation that you want. It doesn't have to be punch. It could be a kick or something, or some sort of sword attack or something. So here's my punch animation. You don't have to do, well, I'm going to highly suggest that you open up your animation and scroll down on the left-hand side where it says asset details and disable the root motion. You can can leave that enabled, depending on what animation that you're using. It may have root motion, but just make sure you disable that because it may cause some problems. So we're going to go back to our content drawer, right click our animation and go to the top where it says create and create animation montage. We're going to name this MN_punch, or you can name it whatever you want. I'm going to click and save that. We're going to click and save that. And our montage is set. Next thing that we're going to do is we're going to open up our animation blueprint, which is BP_animation. Open that up and go to the AM graph. Just navigate to the AM graph. And from the root motion, we're going to click that little guy, drag off, and type in slot. And under montage, we're going to choose slot default, and that is going to add a animation slot. Basically what that's going to do is we have our locomotion, and that's going to play the animation, and this animation is going to leave and it's going to be fed into our slot. So the animation montage is going to play over whatever this is, and that is going to be our final output pose. So that's pretty much it for the animation blueprint. That's already set. Now finally, we are going to open up our BP controller, our player controller, and we're going to add another graph just to keep things organized. And we're going to name this punch. You can name this whatever you want: punching, kicking, attack. So we have that open, and we're going to right click and type in punch, or whatever you named your input action. We named that punch earlier. Now, when this punch button is pressed, what we want to do is we're going to click and drag off, and we're going to type in branch. And we want to check to make sure that our player is not in the air. So we're going to do this by right clicking and type in get player character. And we're going to click and duplicate this. And I think we want to do this 3 times. If not, we could just you can easily discard that or delete it. So from here, we're going to click and drag off. Let's see, movement, type in movement, and we're going to click movement component. From that, we're going to click and drag off and type in falling. And choose is falling. And we're going to check to see if this is going to give us a return value if the character is falling. We're going to click and drag off and type in not. You don't have to use not. You could just plug that in. But if you don't use not, you're going to have to feed that off from false. So if our character is not falling, if this is true, we are going to play an animation. So from the get player character, we're going to click and drag off and type in, let's see, I believe it's mesh, get mesh. From that, we're going to click and drag off, let's see, play montage. So we're going to click and drag off into true, and we're going to choose our punch montage that we created a little bit earlier. Choose that. You can also adjust the, let's see, the play rate. But if you do this, if you adjust it too much, you're probably going to have to adjust the blending. So if you adjust this play rate too high and it just doesn't look right, you're probably going to have to. The fix for that is you're going to have to adjust the animation blending. So just keep that in mind if you adjust this play rate and it doesn't look right. Next, while the animation is playing, we want to stop. Let's see, stop movement. So we're going to stop the movement. We also want to disable, let's see, the player movement. So click and drag off from this player character. Let's type in get movement. There you go. Under character at the bottom, get character movement. From here, we're going to click and drag off from the character movement. We're going to type in disable movement. We're going to click and drag that off, and that's going to disable our player movement. And from that, from after the animation is completed, we want to re-enable the player movement. So let's click and drag this, click and double and duplicate that. Click off from the character movement, and let's type in, I believe it's enable, and type in set movement mode. So we're going to click that. And on complete, we're going to set the movement mode to walking. And I believe that's pretty much it. Everything should be working now. So let's play test this. And let's press our punch button. So there we go. Nice, sweet. So let's, while I'm punching, I'm going to try to move around. And I cannot. So let's jump. And while I'm jumping, I'm pressing the punch button, and that is disabled. That's pretty much it. So what do? We added this crazy punch action to our character. How did we do that? First thing that we did is we created an animation montage from our animation. Then we headed over to our BP_animation blueprint, and we added our montage, an animation slot, right before our final pose. Then finally, we navigated to our player controller, added our input punch, and we used that to trigger our animation montage. And while the animation montage is being played, we disabled the player movement. And after the montage was finished, the movement, we re-enabled the movement. And right before that, right before we played the animation montage, we checked to see if the player was falling or basically in the air. So that's pretty much it. If you like this video, if you found some value in it, please hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit that subscribe button. Check out the other videos on the channel. Hit that notification bell so you can be informed the second I publish the next great video. You guys take care and God bless.